Hello and welcome back. Thanks, as always, for joining me here. We're going to have a conversation that goes right to the foundations of A Course in Miracles as a thought system. We're literally talking about one of the most prominent and one of the most bedrock principles of this thought system. Now, wherever you find yourself on the spiritual path, whether you're a course student or not, welcome. There is something to be heard, there is something to be learned, and something to be gained, most definitely to be gained by you from paying attention to this video. After all, there's a reason why you're here. You'll know exactly what that is when you hear it. You do not have to be a student of A Course in Miracles to benefit from this conversation tremendously. And if you are a course student, it doesn't make any difference whether you're brand new or whether you've been doing this for years. This applies to each and every one of us. Now, you just heard me reference A Course in Miracles as a thought system, which it is. It is a thought system. And if you're newer to this and thinking, well, I thought we were talking about spirituality, of course we are. It's taking place in the mind. This is a course in mind training. And as we learn it, we're learning a thought system, a completely different thought system, as it turns out, than the one that we've been conditioned with and that we grew up with and that we're still living with here as adults in the world. We, in fact, have a highly simplified choice between two thought systems. That's the choice that we make between two thought systems. Each one completely negates the other. They don't communicate despite our best efforts to try to keep them both. These two thought systems have nothing to do with one another at all, which means that our choice of one or the other is total. So, these two thought systems are, first off, the thought system of our inner teacher, the Holy Spirit, which we're learning here as we study and practice A Course in Miracles. The other choice is the thought system of the ego, of separation, where we think that we're separate. We think we're separate from our 8 billion other fellow human beings, our brother. We think we're separate from all of the animals and birds and insects and fish that we share this spinning ball of rock with. We think we're separate from all of them. We think we're separate from everybody else. And we think we're separate from God. That's the thought system of the ego, separation. In this, we sit and spin. We suffer, sometimes mightily. And of course, we have blissful moments. You might be quite satisfied with your station in life in terms of finances or your work, your job, the stuff you have, the wine you drink, the prestige that you may enjoy. But none of it lasts. I mean, it doesn't. It doesn't. That beautiful bottle of wine runs out of liquid because you drank it. It's gone, right? The same applies to every single thing in the world, including the world itself, which of course is constantly changing. It's a constant spinning ball of rock and shifting, and it's moving. not to mention all of the land masses are moving, and the ocean is always moving, and the wind is blowing somewhere, right? It's always in motion. This means that when we adhere to the thought system of the ego, we don't experience anything as lasting. The thought system of the Holy Spirit is the complete opposite of this. This course is about our switching thought systems. It's about changing our mind rather than seeing and experiencing frustration, pain, and death. We choose love and forgiveness and joy and our own limitlessness. Because these thought systems are mutually exclusive, your choice for one excludes the other. And here in the world, we attempt to have both, don't we? We want to be kind of spiritual, whatever that even means. I don't know what that even means, actually. We want to forgive some people and not others. Yeah, we want to show up here and dabble in this and kind of play with this, but hedge our bets over here and condemn and blame our exes, the opposition political party, people that cut you off on the freeway on your way to work this morning. I don't know. Right? We're taught here in A Course in Miracles that forgiveness is either total or it's not at all. But yes, that's right. Our choice of thought systems is either total or it's not at all. I mean, we choose one or the other. Only one is real, by the way. And I know you know the one that's not real. It's the one that we've been raised in and conditioned to believe in, thinking this is us, individual self-sustaining survival unit. That's a phrase that I frequently use. If you've watched these videos before, you'll know. I can't possibly claim credit for that. I actually got that phrase, that exact phraseology, from looking at a woman's resume in the 1990s, where she touted herself, and well, very cleverly, I thought at the time, as an individual self-sustaining survival unit. And fast forward to A Course in Miracles, and fast forward yet again to teaching A Course in Miracles, what better description of the ego thought system could we even come up with? We think we're individuals. We think that we exist independently of other individuals, which we don't. We think we're self-sustaining. Really, is this self-sustaining? Well, it appears to be self-sustaining until it's not. Survival unit? Oh, this doesn't last, right? Which we all know and recognize that we don't necessarily live our lives as though we accept that as true. Well, that is what it is. So, what do we do when we appear to be here? Well, study and practice this course and lean into the guidance of your inner teacher, the Holy Spirit, which you may call whatever you wish. Whatever you call it is just a name, a collection of sounds, like all of our names. We've given them, think about it, all of the meaning that they appear to have for us. In calling on your inner teacher for guidance, you are calling on part of your mind, not an outside power. There is nothing outside you. So, to love your brother as yourself is not only possible, it's inevitable. You all have heard the phraseology, most likely from the Bible, love thy neighbor as thyself. Yeah, yeah, your neighbor is you. Do you love yourself? Do you show yourself forgiveness and joy and love, smiles, warmth, kindness, happiness? Or do you show yourself a fit of rage, judgment, hatred, blame, and fear? Do you revile yourself? You always meet yourself. Loving your brother as yourself is not only possible, it's inevitable. You always meet yourself. Why? There is no separation of any kind. It is not, therefore, a dream to love your brother as yourself. And you might think, well, okay, I don't agree with my brother's views on any subject. No problem. You don't have to. When your brother's views arise in your face on his social media post, for example, to disturb your peace of mind, forgive. You don't have to call him up, and you don't have to agree with him. What we're all invited to do when this, not if, but when this situation arises, again, invite the Holy Spirit into the conversation. Forgive, invite the Holy Spirit to enter whatever the situation is, whatever that looks like. When your peace of mind is disturbed, the Holy Spirit will always enter, always. Our inner teacher responds to our slightest invitation. Even a fraction of a second is more than enough. And our teacher's response is always total, whole, complete. In other words, you're accessing your real power, not giving it away. When you judge and blame, that's the equivalent of giving it away. There is only perfect oneness. It is literally impossible to be alone. You're not alone. What's one of our greatest fears here in the world? Well, loneliness is, for a lot of people, isolation, isn't it? And this can take many forms, but in one way or another, we have all experienced this need for connection. Yeah, definitely. They come to understand here as we study and practice this course, we actually are connected on the surface of things, and this is highly surface level. We don't appear to be all connected, yet we, in fact, are. In truth, we are. We can't possibly be alone. And because our inner teacher, the Holy Spirit's part of our mind, we always have access to our inner teacher. So we're literally not alone there, nor are we, in truth, alone at all. There's no separation of any kind. So a few minutes ago, we talked about what we think and believe and have made real to ourselves through the power of our own mind to follow down the rabbit hole of separation, ego dynamics, so to speak, and individuality. When we follow down that rabbit hole, we make all of this real for ourselves. So, yeah, this feels real, looks real. The world itself looks real. We've identified with it as home sweet home. Yet there's a part of us that knows better, that knows differently. I mean, really, at some point, each and every one of us has formulated the thought that, man, there's more to it than this. There's more to it than just these phone calls that I've got on tap for today. There's more to it than the Zoom meeting that I have to get on at the top of the hour. And I actually do have one of these at the top of the hour. So I'm not just making that up. But you see what I'm saying here. We've made all of this painfully real, yet deep down, we all know that it's not. There's more to it than meeting the needs of this physical organism, eating, sleeping, drinking water, going to the bathroom and checking our email, doing it all again tomorrow. Of course, there's more to it than that. This thought has led all of us to what we call the spiritual path. So, again, welcome. That's why you're on it. That's why we're all on it. And now, what we do when we're here is completely up to us. It is absolutely your choice as to whether you adhere to the thought system of the Holy Spirit or the thought system of the ego. In fact, you could reject everything that's being said on this video and in A Course in Miracles if you want to. No problem. It's your choice. See, we all have this choice and this power of decision in the present moment. We may say that we don't and play that card, the victim card, the poor me, I'm a victim of the world I see card. Well, you're not. Another thing that you may or may not have heard, and if you're a course student, you'll probably have heard this. The world's not coming at you, it's coming from you. From you. This is something that's very, very important and something that our school systems don't teach us growing up. This course operates, as we mentioned a few minutes ago, on the mind, at the level of mind. Cause. Mind is the cause, the world that we appear to see outside us is the effect. This is an effect. This course operates at the level of cause, so it's very important when you feel your peace of mind disturbed to forgive whatever is appearing to disturb it. Invite the Holy Spirit in. The Holy Spirit will restore your peace of mind, which is very, very important. So, is this course for everybody? Well, yeah, it's universal. Do you have to do it? No. In that sense, it's only one of many doors in world spirituality. So, how do you go about this? Well, this course can serve, and it certainly can, as a standalone spiritual tradition, and perhaps it is that for many of you. You can just do A Course in Miracles as your spiritual practice, or you can study this material along with and in conjunction with another tradition. And plenty of people do this too, or series of traditions. I mean, it's all available to us here in the 21st century. We have access to everything. There are plenty of people that are course students that use this material and these ideas to inform their walk in another tradition, which is perfectly doable. And you could choose to reject it outright and never come back. I mean, again, your choice. There are many doors. They all lead to the same place, i.e., God, in the end. And why wouldn't they? Because God is the only reality. Hmm. This course is a self-study curriculum, so we all go at our own pace. One way of putting this is we go as far in a given day as we're willing to allow ourselves to be led by our inner teacher. And then we get up tomorrow and we do the same thing as far as you're willing to go, or as far as you find yourself able to go on a given day. This course is self-study. This image that you see on your screen is not in charge of you. Thank God. This is not a religion and it's not a cult. There's no hierarchical structure here. What I'm here to do is to share the Holy Spirit with you and to serve as a guide. To that effect, should you have questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. In fact, there are often a number of excellent questions asked right here in the chat thread on YouTube, right here in the comments. So if you have one, please feel welcome to ask. Go ahead and please do that. Yeah, I'm very, very interested always in what's coming up live for you. And if you have not yet subscribed, I want to invite you to please go ahead and do that. That's the prompt in the corner of your screen. Just click that arrow and you'll be invited to join us. And thank you to all of you who have recently joined us. It's an international community, and well, several videos appear each week, well, because spirituality is ongoing. So this course is ongoing. It's not limited to 1 day a week, 1 hour a week, or 5 minutes a week, or whatever the case may be. Part of the beauty of accessing this technology is you can watch this at any time, 24/7, from another part of the world, which is very cool. All right. So I invite your questions if you have them. And I thank you, as always, for joining me. I'll see you all again very soon.